In this video, we would like to show you how Docxpresso triggers work. The idea is quite simple. Whenever a user is filling up a document in Docxpresso and hits the Save or Send button, the user is redirected to another document that takes part of a predefined process. For example, the user is going to fill a software license subscription agreement, and after completing this document is going to be automatically redirected to a non-disclosure agreement. We're going to show you now how we can parameterize that behavior within Docxpresso. We go here, go to triggers, and we already have prepared this trigger. You just need to give a title. Whenever the user is going to call to an action, there will be a button basically to open the edition of the new document, and in this case we have just written complete NDA, and there also will be a message that will be shown to the user. And here we will have certain options that are important. The first one is forward data. If it's clicked, Docxpresso will automatically forward the data filled by the user in this document to the triggered document. Email link allows to offer the end user with the option to send a link to his email so he can continue with the procedure later. And download just means that the user is allowed to download the created document from the Docxpresso interface. The web form is only to be ticked if we want that the triggered document is not shown as an interactive document but as a plain web form. But the most important part is here. We have to tell Docxpresso to which template the user will be redirected after completing the current template. And in this case, we have chosen a mutual non-disclosure agreement. That is the default template because we may add conditions that, whenever fulfilled, may redirect the end user to a different template. For example, we may say that it goes to, I don't know, this template if certain variable contains certain value or whatever. Okay, we are not going to do it now because for this screencast we want to keep it simple, but the idea is not difficult to understand. Okay, we just save this, and an important thing is that whenever we have saved a trigger, we have to activate it in the response URL. Okay, so we have to select the URL to be redirected to be the trigger one. Okay, we just save changes and save and exit. Now, if we just copy this link and we just paste it in a different browser, we are of course redirected to the original template. We can just fill here the data, whatever. And for example, let's put here name, let's put my name and signature. The important part is that whenever I hit the send button, like you see, I have been redirected to a page where I can do several things because of the checkboxes that I have ticked before in the trigger. I, of course, and the most important thing is I can proceed to complete the NDA, or I can send to the email of my choice a link to continue the edition later, and I can also download the document I have just completed. But the most important part, if I hit complete NDA, like you can see, the data has been forwarded to this template, even my signature, so I can continue the procedure without further delay. Like you can imagine, these triggers can be changed, so this very same document can trigger a different one, etc. So you can organize a process that may involve more than one document but a single user with the help of triggers. I hope that you find interesting this brief introduction to triggers. Thanks for your attention.